but be glad and rejoice forever in that which I create. For behold, I create Jerusalem to be a joy, and her people to be a gladness. I will rejoice in Jerusalem and be glad in my people. No more shall be heard in it the sound of weeping and the cry of distress. Oh, that sounds good, doesn't it? I'm going to guess that our brothers and sisters, the Christians in Kiev, are reading Isaiah 65 with great hope and anticipation. We know that the fulfillment of Isaiah 65 was not just for 8th century Jews, but that God had something in the long range. In fact, he shows us that when we get to the end of the book of Revelation. And he gives us this heavenly vision. He's been giving clues to his ultimate purpose all the way through Revelation. He's been showing us that we're on the winning side, that Satan's forces will not prevail. And for those early Christians, that Caesar claims to be the king of the whole world, but he's not the ultimate king, that God is, that Jesus rules. When we get to chapter 21, he says, Then I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth had passed away, and the sea was no more. And I saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down out of heaven from God, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. Wow. New imagery added to it. But a lot of the language is the same as from Isaiah 65. Oh, and it continues. He says, And I heard a loud voice from the throne saying, Behold, the dwelling place of God is with man. He will dwell with them, and they will be his people. And God himself will be with them as their God. He will wipe away every tear from their eyes, and death shall be no more. Neither shall there be mourning, nor crying, nor pain any more, for the former things have passed away. And he who was seated on the throne said, Behold, I am making all things new. Now this obviously has to be in some future universe, because that ain't going to happen on this world, on this planet. Okay, let me try to summarize and close. This we know, that this material universe has an expiration date that only God knows. But investing all of our hope and our joy in this world doesn't even make sense. That's not to say that we should not enjoy the blessings of God in this world. But expecting this to satisfy our deepest cravings and needs does not even make sense. The value of things in this world is so fleeting. You ever thought about this? Why is gold so valuable? Because we decided it was. That's why. Let me give a little comparison. Anybody know what this represents? Bitcoin, cyber currency. Do you realize that that coin doesn't exist? There is no physical Bitcoin. Bitcoin exists in a computer file with a special kind of calculating. That's how it exists. Well, what determines the value of Bitcoin? Is it because it's beautiful and you can make jewelry out of it? No, because there's nothing material, with it. What makes it valuable? Because people decide it's valuable. Someone says, I think it's valuable, so I'll buy some of that, and the value of it just went up. And so someone else says, if you bought some, I'm going to buy something, the value goes up more. Of course, what we've seen in the last, Bitcoin went. If you look at a chart of the growth of Bitcoin from where it started about 10 years ago, it went from 0 up to here. But then if you look at a one-day chart, it went from here to here. If you look at 1 week, it went from here to here. If you went from 1 year, it went from here to here. So if people decide, no, it's not worth so much, and so it drops in value. Sort of like the US dollar is going. Or how about this? Maybe the best thing is to forget about investing in gold, because it's going to dissolve. Forget about investing in Bitcoin, because it just exists in the ether sphere. How about art? What makes art valuable? This is a painting called Interchange by Willem de Kooning. Anybody have a guess what it's worth? It sold in 2015 for $300 million. It's valued at $500 million now. It is the most valuable piece of Impressionist art in existence today. What makes it valuable? I mean, it's impressive looking, isn't it? But honestly, I wouldn't pay more than $100 million for it. It is valuable because people say, that's worth it. I'm willing to pay that much, therefore that makes it worth that. Isn't that crazy? In our garage attic, we have some art that we're hoping they're originals by Micah Press, that we're hoping will escalate to this kind of value before we die. I got a feeling they're on their way, Previously undiscovered art by Micah Krause. We've got some art on our walls in our living room that were gifts from him. I'm sure they're probably worth a couple million by now. What would cause it to be? If one of you would buy some of his work for $1 million, that would cause the value of our art to go up. Would you please do that? See, the only safe investment is living a life in the presence of God. That's it. I mean, really. It's the only way you will not be disappointed in your investment. And it's the only way you will have something that survives the end of this universe and the beginning of the new heaven and new earth. That's what Peter's telling us. Since all these things are thus to be dissolved, what sort of people ought you to be in lives of holiness and godliness? You're getting up earlier on a Sunday morning and coming here. You're telling yourself, I need to read the Bible today. You're pulling aside from the hectic life and praying. This is not a game. This is the substance of what's most important. It's giving us a better quality of life in the here and now. And it's promising a spectacular life with God in the future. And don't you want everyone to experience that? Don't you love sharing with friends and neighbors when you discovered something really great or got a real bargain? Man, I was at Lowe's the other day and they were marking down blah, 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 90% off. So I picked up a couple. I even bought one for you. Isn't that fun? Wouldn't it be great if we could have that passion for what we found? I was thinking about the other day, what makes gold valuable? People decide it is. What if they decide it's not? I thought, I need to put my investment in something that is reliable. Here's what I found. That's a good way to start a conversation, right? So here's what it comes down to. Even though we don't know exactly how this is going to happen, because it's in God's control, the question comes down to, do you trust God? Every human attempt at conceiving of what He has for us is limited. And what God has for us will be better than we can even imagine. I have a sense that He's excited to be able to unveil it to us. Can you imagine what God must feel? Kind of torn this way. On the one hand, He's patient. He wants more people to be saved. On the other hand, He wants His people to see what He's got for them. I can't wait to give this gift to you, my children. And so He gives us little gifts along the way. His Spirit dwelling within us, living in His presence. Answers to prayer, a sense of peace that comes upon us even in the midst of troubles. The sweetness of Christian fellowship, of having people that really do love you and care about you, are interested in your well-being. And you know that it's a reflection of God's love on the human level. But imagine what our God in heaven wants to show us. We ought to be as excited to receive it as He is to give it. Tell you what, let's sing a song. This song affirms something. It says that this world is not my home. It's not where we're going to land finally. And if you've gotten pulled away, distracted by what's going on in the here and now, discouraged by it, or think that you can somehow find your ultimate purpose in it, please listen to what we've been talking about today. On every Sunday, if we can help you right now, this is the time. Talk to us. Talk to me. Talk to one of the rest of us. Say, I need some prayer help. Or I need to tell you guys something. We're not going to put a high pressure on you. We're not going to sing 20 verses of an invitation song until you finally feel intimidated enough to walk down the aisle. We're not going to do that. God wants you to be growing inside and manifesting outside. Sometimes it means that you need that kind of help. I'm not going to manipulate you into it, I promise you that. Let's sing this song and affirm what we know to be true. Okay? Let's stand together.
This world is not my home, I'm just passing through. My treasures are laid up somewhere beyond the blue. The angels beckon me from heaven's open door, and I can't feel at home in this world anymore. Oh Lord, you know I have no friend like you. If heaven's not my home, then Lord, what will I do? The angels beckon me from heaven's open door, and I can't feel at home in this world anymore.
May God go with you, bless you. May you see His presence everywhere you turn. And by the way, may your friends and neighbors and family see His influence in you as you walk with them. God bless you.
I've had those like this.
No kidding. minutes on that one. Nice to meet
She's
you.
lucky one. She got
Hey, if you got to.
she can enjoy her sisters and then.
That's right, enjoy those, yes, nieces and nephews and forget it, right? My granddaughter ended up having one after
I'll
she
send you the
died.
PDF file. so you can-
And it's like, I thought to myself, she just became in the medical field. And anyway, I thought, oh, of all things, she just became a hospice practitioner. And she has this baby. And just to tell you, I think it's made her realize it's not as easy as you think.
No, it is.
Right? Take care.
Take care. Nice seeing you too.
There's no question, science shows that he's changing and shifting. But it's interesting that
This wall.
on the radio this week I heard she was reading part of the article from someone.
Yeah, I'm gonna figure out
I
a
think
way
that's
to
what
change it. I have, yeah, because I'm also gonna go.
anyways, it's
Stuff like that, so there will be.
50 years later, and 70s, we're told
On it, and then I think rather than taking the gas on it, might just.
and it's the thing that was, in that 100 years, the climate has not changed.
Anyway, it'll get covered somehow.
It's gone from
So
south.
we'll do that gate for dirty done.
But his,
So, that's a plus.
and it was also in the 70s,
Those were really the only two things I was gonna do.
this expert.
Well, there was that one on that thing you could do.
If that's, at that point, the
Right,
earth was
right. Right, so, well, that one, you wrote, you filled in the blank, but on the back side was the search.
Earth was over.
So we could do
The
that one
Chinese
too, and
took that seriously. They implemented one child. Forced abortions and stuff. And that's the horrible thing.
gotta catch the gel.
we could do that,
Based on limited
if
science.
I have time to find out the search words and that.
Marianne, I think, Marianne.
I don't see it as gonna be.
Okay, I just thought something was
I gave it to Brenda, yours, and
I'll send it out.
She was trying to train her, apparently cracked.
That's what happens. Government control. It always goes.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a trick.
Because people were
You know, it's
choosing
still easier than those silly
over the women.
peel back things.
Yeah,
I had a lot of trouble with
And
those.
everybody was so busy trying to open it.
They weren't paying attention. Yeah.
So we're gonna need,
Well, even in this country.
Yeah, 9, yeah.
By the way, I came upon, I saw a reference to Kristen. Students for Life Organization. And she goes on campus. And has public forums for college students. And essentially debates them for life. She is brilliant. She does not come across as arrogant and haughty, but she slices their arguments into bits. She uses her own words against them. It is very, you can see sometimes I don't know what to say.
Same to you.
Hello, Kevin.
He is headed for Florida.
Yeah. What'd you do, go back to sleep?
No! I got things to go home.
Yeah.
I'm picking up the
Oh,
phone.
you don't have a clock?
Yeah. The letter box. That's a spiritual garden.
Yeah.
Spiritual garden. I put faith in it. When it's not off, and I know these sort of and I'm trying to teach him how to. I mean, watch me. I mean, excuse me.
Yeah.
All right there, flush it. Don't, you don't have to flush it. You put the lid down. I mean, it's not hard. But I do not got to do my, dry my dishes.
We're down to 5 minutes apiece. We've got 12. It's not for the week, right? Yep. That's good. I put Dale's name down because he said, I want to read. And I put yours. I said, sure. That's what you did. Very good.
Well, we had in our bulletin this morning, the new leaders, we only have one sign up. I signed up first.
Yes.
Then they found a second sheet. 4 or 5 people. But it wasn't my sheet. They didn't sign up on the first sheet. They signed up on the second sheet that somehow got out there.
It's coming
So
together.
now we have 6. So.
You know, and it's one of those things that once people participate in it, they say, I want to do this again. I can't wait till next year.
So what you did was, we'll just spread it out. What they did is they said, we'll read from this page. So there's only 6 signers. So
We'll
same
We do. You know, I was getting outside, I was going to hang my,
we're getting to this place.
oh, that's the only thing
And
I
I
want.
will estimate and send an email out to
That is the
everybody
only thing I want.
saying, make sure you're here by this time.
And
And what's best is
That
people
may
come
be-
tonight and sit through all of our folks' meetings. It's a treat to hear them.
What do you say?
scripture practice. And then I don't know that we can do that.
It's impossible to understand. Only the first church knows, the first person, the first church that's reading knows. Because they'll be John 1:1.
I was thinking the same thing. Or people.
And honestly, as of last week's, before last, high school association meeting, I think Emily's got the first one, and Betsy was the only one. She was going to read the whole hour. She said, "I'll bring you up and you'll see everybody else." I know that they've got people. It's just, it's a matter of going and selling it. And I don't know why that's faded so. I think, because I remember a time when we were 17. But, things like this will wane and then they'll come back.
Yeah.
some of the folks who shot pretty, fervently.
I don't know, yeah.
I was gonna see, that really messed up a lot of people.
On every aspect of our life.
It did. And so, spreading the word this year, emails to everybody, as well as putting it on the website. I think that the first thing is, that was neat, wasn't it? It's a good. Yep.
And if I hadn't moved back over, sitting next to you, I wouldn't have had a conversation with Byron. Because it's harder to talk side
You're
to
right.
side.
I'm glad you did too. You guys really hit it off. He's a good guy. You know who he is. You know the auto body shop in Route 20, just past Root Road down, going to Ashtabula on the left. There's an auto body shop. I forget what it's called, but it's his brother. It's got that.
It's not Snyder's.
No, we're talking the other one, toward Ashtabula. If you go in Ashtabula, watch on the left when you get past the old Breezy Inn.
Oh,
You go past the little used car dealership, and you go down a little bit further, maybe a quarter mile, and it's on the left.
okay.
Not even that far.
That was his brother.
That's his brother. And he's got another brother named Sidney, I guess. Sid is a mention, who also shoots in the Pacific. I believe he's still shooting. Sid's a good guy. We used to, 4 of us used to meet every week and shoot our targets together before we had the